All right, class. First off, as always, a good day. I'm glad you're here. So today we're going to be talking about demand. Now, here's the thing. You can ask basically anyone my age or a little bit younger or older, what do they remember about economics? And majority of the people will tell you supply and demand. That's the only thing I remember, supply and demand. Because this information was beaten into their heads. Sure, they probably couldn't tell you what it was, but they just remember the names, supply and demand. Okay, because this is truly the cornerstone of economics. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Mainly demand today, um, and later on we get into supply. All right. So we're going to analyze the importance of demand, and then we're going to examine the reasons why demand would be low. Oh yeah, why would demand be low? So, in what instances would demand drop? You know, and then create an argument on whether everything has a diminishing marginal rate. And I'm sure right now you're thinking, well, what in the world is that? Well, that's what we're going to learn about, okay, near the end. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the warm up. All right, so the warm up first question asks you, what do you think is going on? Okay, now here's an important little fact, which again I would be telling you if you were in class, where it says price fixing and inflation schemes. This is something that businesses would do to raise the price of their goods. Especially price fixing, they would talk to one another. So let's say McDonald's and Burger King start talking together and say, instead of fighting each other trying to lower our prices, why don't we join forces and you raise the prices, we're going to raise the price, and then uh, people are already addicted to our stuff that they're going to buy our hamburgers. So we'll make a profit, a big profit. Both of us will succeed. Okay, so that's what price fixing is and inflation schemes. Okay, another important key detail in this is I had a lot of students asking me what's on that horse's or donkey's eyes. Those are called blinders, and it basically does what its the name says. It keeps the horse focused only on what's in front of it, nothing to the side, so nothing can really spook it. Okay, the horse is going looking only straight, so they're being blocked from the outside world. They're just only looking forward. And the last thing is that little carrot or corn cob. That's usually called an incentive. When people say an incentive, they say, "Oh, give them a carrot because, like, if you do something, here's your reward." So if you have little brothers and sisters, you may have told them, "Hey, I'll give you $1 if you shut up," for like 10 minutes. That's an incentive. I'll give you this if you do this. You know, a lot of students do this all the time. Well, I'll do this if I get this. It's like, no, no, you don't have the means to dictate the terms, so no. Well, what if I do this and that? No, yeah, you're trying to give yourself your own incentive, and no, you try to give yourself your own carrot, and it's not going to work. Okay, so hopefully by now, and with that explanation, what those things mean and what they are, you can answer this warm up question a little bit more easier. Okay. The second question asks you, do you think these guys are going to find a way around? Why or why not? And to answer a question you might have, that's not grass you see there, that's rock on both sides. The book's wedged basically in the middle. Okay. So do you think they're going to get through? Why or why not? And knowing what you're going to be learning later on about supply and demand, it'll make more sense later on. Okay. So we're going to be moving on in three, two, one. So here's the thing, demand is different from a want. Okay, a want is like you can want a Lamborghini, you can want a mansion on top of the most expensive land in the world. You can want that, but are you going to get it? More than likely, no. Demand, on the other hand, is basically the desire the ability and the willingness to buy a product. So a lot of you guys know me with my little Funko things, right? Do I have the desire to buy this? Absolutely. I love these little things. Do I have the ability to buy it? Do I have the money, you know, to buy it? Yeah, I do. And lastly, the willingness. Am I willing to separate my, $10, $12, whatever it may be for this little thing? Yeah. Okay. That's demand. Okay. They have to have those three things. Do you have the desire for it? Do you have the ability to buy it? And do you have the willingness to separate yourself from it? So again, if you have like $4 million and there's a house you want for 3 million or 3.5 million, are you really going to sacrifice that 3.5 million to buy that one house? If you say yes, then that would be a demand. If you say no, then it becomes a want. Okay. Um, Now, we're talking about microeconomics. Microeconomics is dealing with the behaviors and decisions made by smaller units. So instead of big corporations, it's more you and me, individuals, smaller firms, mom and pop stores, small people, okay? Not big corporations, where big corporations would buy like, they would buy, let's say, 850,000 tons of maple syrup. You and me could not, even if we eat maple syrup every day, we would not be able to finish that. But a company like Denny's, IHOP, things like that, they can disperse it amongst all their stores, you know. So that's what I mean. Buying just one of these as opposed to buying 50,000 of the same exact ones. Okay. Now here's your first question. Think of something you really want right now. New phone, a new game system, whatever it may be. Tell me what it is. And how much are you willing to spend on it? You know, so let's say you want a new, let's say, phone. What's the max amount of money you're willing to spend on that? Coming from your pocket, not your parents, not anyone else, not as a gift, straight from your pocket. How much are you willing to spend? The maximum amount of money for that item. Okay, so take a minute, think about it. What do you really want that's obtainable, of course? That's why I put phone game system because it is within reach for you. But how much are you willing to spend on it? Okay. So think about it, write your answer, but we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. So the law of demand is very easy. Okay. The language might be harder, but I'm going to break it down for you. Right. It's the quantity demanded of a good or service varies inversely with its price. So wherever demand is, price is on the opposite side. So if the price is really high of something, the demand for it is going to be low. Because again, nobody wants to buy an item that is 10 times more than it was before, right? Think of like something like a gallon of milk. It's like $2, $3 right now. Imagine if it was $30. People would be like, well, I'm not going to get that milk then. $30 for a thing of milk that's going to expire in like a week or two? Yeah, no, no, we're good. So wherever price is, demand is on the opposite. Same thing in reverse. If the price is really low, people are going to really want it. All right. So always think of like after a holiday, whether Christmas, Easter, Halloween, whatever. After the holiday, usually there's like sales going on, 50% off, 60% off, whatever. And you see people bum rush to get their items. Why? Because the price is really low. Do they need some Halloween decorations, even though the Halloween was just the day before? No, they don't need it, but the demand for it is high. Do they have the desire? Yes. Do they have the ability? Yes. Do they have the willingness? Yes. So that makes it a demand. And that makes it go high because why? The price is so low. Okay. So when the price is low, demand is high, and then vice versa. Think of it like a teeter totter. Okay. Um, and the thing has been proven time and time again. People have said when the price for something is low, they're going to buy it, even if they don't need it, even if they have no more room at their place or whatever. It's on sale. It was dirt cheap. A great example is that if you ever go to the Ramate, the swap meet or the flea market, um, people buy things that's like, why did you buy that? It's like, well, it was for like 30 cents, 20 cents. But what do you need it for? It was, come on, it was like 10 cents, whatever it may have been, you know, because the price was so low, they couldn't help themselves. It's human nature. Okay, it really is. So at this point of the class, basically I had this thing where I said, think of your favorite fast food place. Okay. If everything, no combos, remember, take that out of your head, no combos. It's everything sold by its individual. So if you like the hamburger places, hamburger, fries, drinks, that's individual. Okay. Um, Same thing if you like places like Taco Bell, the burritos, the cinnamon twist, and all that stuff. Everything is separate, no combos. I said, how much would you buy if the price of everything there was like 25 cents? How much money would you spend? And people put, oh, I spend like $20 there, 30 bucks. So 30 times four, because remember there's four quarters in the dollar. And the thing is 30 times, it's 120 items. So that's quite a bit. And we will go through, put the prices higher, higher, higher. And what you see is when it gets down to like $15 for one item, people are like, no, I'm not going to spend no $15. $5, I might buy one or two things, but that's about it. $15? Mm-mm. And you see the curve start to go up like that, where at a low price, people would buy a lot. And then as the price gone higher, people wanted less and less. Okay. So that would be called the demand curve. And that shows the quantity demanded at each price and how it might prevail in a market. So how would it look like? So like again, I said like when I was in college, the McDonald's hamburgers were like 29 cents. So me and my friends, we bought a bunch of them, because why? It was 29 cents. The hamburgers were 29 cents at McDonald's. So we bought a bunch, you know. And then again, like I said, if the price of a hamburger at McDonald's, just one hamburger was $15, nobody would buy it. So now we come to diminishing marginal utility. This is one of my favorite things to teach. This is the extra satisfaction we get from using additional quantities of a product, and then it begins to diminish. So, in other words, let's say you get 12 pizzas, right? 12 pizzas. You're starving for a pizza. The smell is just, oh, so good. You get a slice, you bite into it. Oh my God, you have your ice cold drink. You drink it. Oh, that satisfaction, right? So you keep eating, eating, eating. When you get to like, you finished already like four pizzas, like whole pizzas, boxes, things. Um, when you start the fifth, that first bite, it's not going to taste anywhere close to what it did when you first took a bite of it. Why? It's because your anticipation, your like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat this pizza. It was up here, and as you kept eating and eating and eating it, your appreciation for it went down and down and down and down. Why? Because you've been eating it, and if that's all you ate, to that's all you ate, nothing but pizza, all 12 boxes of pizza, that's all you had, and you couldn't eat anything else until that was finished. Some people would be get sick of it. They'd be like, "Oh, this is the smell. Oh, it makes me nauseous. Oh, I can't eat that anymore." Some people are like, I'll be good off pizza for a while," you know. And this happens all the time. I've heard students tell me, "Oh, Martinez, I would never do that. I don't do that." La 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 la. I said, "Okay, well, what game are you playing right now?" You know, one of my favorite ones at the time. This kid just said, "Oh, it's Call of Duty." Like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. So you like Call of Duty? You're playing that right now? Yeah, I'm right. I had Prestige. I did all this stuff. La 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 la. I'm like, okay. Oh, did you hear about the new game? Oh yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for the new one to come out. Man, I'm psyched. I'm gonna get that. I got that in pre-order. And get the DLC things on that. I'm like, okay. You saw how your excitement jumped up when I mentioned the new game? That's what I mean. When there's something new, your excitement jumps up. The stuff you've already had, it's down here. Look how you're telling me about the game. Oh yeah, I did that. I did this. And what about this new game? Oh, I can't wait for it. That excitement takes you up here. And as you start playing it, it goes down. All right. And this is something I hear a lot of parents say about their kids. You know, why I bought you that thing. Why don't you play with it anymore? Things like that. And it's like, it's a diminishing marginal utility. There was this high satisfaction at first. Oh, I can't wait to have that. Oh, I want it so bad. And then when you get it, you do use it. But as time goes on, it's like, okay, all right, um, something else. Okay, that is part of human nature as well. Okay, there's always going to be a decrease. It depends if it's going to go straight down or slowly, go down. But either way, it's going to go down no matter what. Okay. So here's my question to you. Is there anything, a game, food, clothing, whatever, that you ever had that you really were excited for, but then you no longer use it, because you lost interest in it or something better came along. So think about when you were younger. I've been telling people, think about when you were like from 5 to like 10, 11 years old. What is something you were like, mom, dad, whoever, I really want this. Oh my God, I can't live without this. Oh, I want this so bad. And your parents gave it to you, or whomever gave it to you. You have it, and you start using it, and now do you still use it? What happened to it? What was that item? And what replaced it? Okay. So think about it, reminisce, think back, something you were really, really excited to have, something you were just like begging for. You're like, I will never ask for this ever again. You know, and what was it and what replaced it? Okay. So go ahead, answer the question, but we're going to be moving on in three, two, one. All right. So here is your exit ticket questions. Remember, pick only one of these. All right. So name something where the price was so low you bought more than you needed. So try to think of a time when you saw something that price was like, wow, so stinking low that you're like, I'm gonna get it no matter, if I can give this the extra to my abuelita, I can give this to my friend. I'll probably eat it all, or whatever it may be. Okay, so try to think of that. And the last one is this, because I know a lot of you guys are sports fans and stuff like that. We've talked before about football and other sports. What's the maximum amount of money you would spend on a personalized jersey from your favorite sports team? So it's going to be custom to you, your favorite number, your name in the back, all that stuff. It's going to be personalized to you. How much are you willing to spend? And why did you choose that price? Okay, how much are you willing to spend on something like that? All right, so once you've answered one of those, that's it. Okay, now that's the end of this lesson. Hopefully, you learned something new. When we come back from break, we're going to continue with demand. All right, so that's it. Okay, guys, please, please, please take care of this break. Be safe. All right, and I'll see you guys later.